330 million years ago. Deep inside the swamps of the Carboniferous forests, the largest scorpion to ever walk the earth waited, motionless, for something to come close enough to become its next meal. But in a world filled with giant insects, what was small enough to be prey? A walk through a Carboniferous swamp would have felt more like an alien world than prehistoric Earth. The air was thick, heavy with moisture and oxygen. Nothing looked familiar. There were no birds, no mammals, no familiar predators. Wood-decaying fungi had not yet evolved to efficiently break down lignin, so vast forests accumulated massive layers of undecayed plant matter. Shallow pools and dark streams were filled with primitive fish. Some carried armored heads. Others had lung-like organs that allowed them to survive oxygen-poor water. Along the muddy shorelines, early amphibians crawled through the mud. Creatures like crested rhinos moved through the water like giant eels. Others, like Rerepton, dragged themselves between land and water, never fully belonging to either world. Every movement was reflected. Inside the pair of gigantic compound eyes, nothing escapes its vision. This was Meganeura, a giant dragonfly with a wingspan stretching nearly 30 inches. But its size was not the most terrifying part. According to biomechanical estimates, its jaws may have delivered a bite force comparable to a modern house cat, powerful enough to crush and tear through soft-bodied prey. And for Meganeura, everything that flew in the Carboniferous swamps was prey. It likely hunted insects like Lithoneura, a primitive mayfly-like insect, drifted through the humid air with wingspans approaching 18 inches, and Arthropleura, an early relative that looked almost identical to our modern cockroaches, except for it was giant and it was an expert flyer. But Meganeura may have hunted far more than insects. Scientists believe it could have snatched young amphibians straight from the water, like juvenile Ariops, a creature that would eventually grow into a massive 6-foot apex predator. It also hunted newly hatched reptile-like animals, like Paleontology, and it targeted small fish trapped in shallow pools, like juvenile ecanthods. Modern dragonflies are among the most accurate hunters on Earth. Some studies show successful attacks over 95% of the time, and if Meganeura hunted with similar precision, escaping it may have been nearly impossible. Which brings up a serious question: should we be scared of dinosaurs more or giant insects? While Meganeura ruled the skies, something else ruled the ground. Pulmonoscorpius, a giant scorpion stretching 2.5 feet long. That's not an insect measurement, that's furniture. It weighed over 10 pounds with claws larger than a human hand. Biomechanical estimates suggest those claws may have crushed with a force comparable to the bite of a modern dog. And despite its massive size, it may have been surprisingly fast, capable of reaching speeds around 9 miles per hour, faster than a chicken. Its thick armored body was built like a tank, powerful enough to withstand the pressure of a human stepping on it. Pulmonoscorpius did not chase prey across the swamp. It likely hid beneath fallen plants and then swamp vegetation, waiting motionlessly for prey to wander too close. The moment something came within reach, it lunged forward and locked onto the victim with its massive claws. Then came the stinger. Its venomous tail injected toxins powerful enough to immobilize struggling prey, before the scorpion tore it apart with sharp-mouthed parts near the front of its body. Pulmonoscorpius lived during the same time as Meganeura, and scientists believe the two predators hunted the same animals. And when darkness covered the swamp, the world became even stranger. As amphibians crawled through the fog-filled swamps, giant arthropods moved through rotting vegetation beneath towering trees. Arthropleura was an enormous millipede-like arthropod, stretching nearly 9 feet long and weighing over 100 pounds. Scientists believe it likely spent most of its life wandering through ancient forests, consuming more than 10 pounds of plant material every single day. Some researchers even nicknamed it the cow of the Carboniferous, because it probably spent much of the day doing little more than eating. The giant insects ruled the Carboniferous world, but that didn't mean they were safe. Even the monsters of their time still had predators. Gigantic amphibians lurked in the dark swamps, waiting beneath the water's surface. The moment a Meganeura landed too close to the shoreline, it could be dragged underwater instantly. But perhaps the most dangerous predator of Meganeura was other Meganeura. Similar to modern dragonflies, Meganeura was highly cannibalistic. They hunted their own kind. And on the forest floor, the terrifying Pulmonoscorpius faced dangers of its own. Early amphibians with powerful jaws hunted younger scorpions while their armor was still soft. And like modern scorpions, Pulmonoscorpius had to molt. To grow larger, it sheds its entire exoskeleton, leaving behind a perfect empty copy of itself. For a short period afterward, its new armor remained soft and vulnerable. And in the darkness of the Carboniferous forests, other Pulmonoscorpiuses waited for exactly that moment, because they also were cannibals. Adult Arthropleura may have had almost no natural predators because of its enormous size and heavy armored exoskeleton. And with every discovery, the Carboniferous becomes even stranger. That's it. Subscribe, watch the previous videos, and don't miss what's coming next.